All right. So what do you expect from your workers or the people that you hire?
I expect them to have a heart for the job and for the people that they serve, which are people with retardation, mental retardation. I expect them to approach the job with kindness. And in the interview process, that's all I really try to determine. Would I trust these people when my back is turned with my own children? And that question is not always answered in the interview process. It's something a person, and I challenge people to come in for interviews, to go home and ask themselves, do you really want to do this kind of work? Because inevitably, if they don't want to do this kind of work, they're not going to be happy, and bad things could happen. So I expect them, again, to approach the job with kindness, and that can only happen if they have a heart for the job. Now, we use exclusively paid staff because we found early on that we couldn't really rely on volunteer workers. In other words, if they didn't show up for an assignment, an assigned shift, what could we do about it? Fire them or discipline or whatever. All it really did then was result in frustrated people who may have made plans to be someplace, and here the volunteer staff didn't show up. So we only use paid staff.
Has that worked out better?
That has worked out. Yeah, for our purposes, there's the issue of liability, which is every conscientious provider takes, of course, very seriously. We're taking care of other people's loved ones on a daily basis.
So in any organization, we find conflict or tension between, administration and workers. So what are some conflicts that have arisen in, your work throughout the years?
Well, you mentioned summer camp before. There is a problem that comes up every summer without fail, and that is whenever this the camp director's authority is questioned by one or more of the staff people working underneath them. This creates serious problems. It creates doubt in the minds of the staff people that work there. We have one camp director, 3 sub-directors, and about 30 staff people. So you can imagine this can be very problematic for the 45. We have 45 to 50 campers, all with mental retardation, all adolescents, in a wide open park. So there's no time for this, random questioning of the authority of the camp director. I'm talking about day-to-day functioning of a camp. There's always somebody who thinks they know more than the camp director, and they want to be the camp director. That's the essence of it that I've found over the years. So it's a big problem, and we don't tolerate it. We can't tolerate it. We directly confronting them with the issues, and if they can't be resolved, we reassign them to another program within our agency, or if they don't want to do that, then they have the option to leave. We try not to fire people for that kind of thing unless it's just a flagrant example of insubordination that results in, putting somebody in jeopardy, a camper. So, because these are all young people working these jobs, and we try to always remember that is dealt with and quickly, and it's my call, what constitutes an issue or not. And that seems to be a problem too for some people. But I would submit to you, how would you want me to take care of your loved one if they were in my care? Would you want me to tolerate any amount of insubordination or any kind of behavior that might result in detrimental service to your loved one? So that's how we approach it as an agency. That's how I've done it all these years that I've done camp, and in every other area of the agency where I've worked.